coordinator of IF, Youth Organization of Empowerment. A postgraduate in life science, she has been mentoring many students of IF Amritha campus by coordinating and organizing events to improve cultural and national commitment. Passionate in teaching, her research interest is in ecology and position of women in Indian tradition. And the question is, it's from the Dana as Dharma Parva. In the Vana Parva, Mahabharata recommends that one must conquer the me by Dana, the untruthful by truth, by forgiveness, and dishonesty by honesty. Let us understand invoke Dana as our Dharma as advised to us by our scriptures and rishis to bring about harmony, peace, and happiness in the world. So this is a quote from the body. And the question, if such explanation translation is derived, then the very purpose of Mahabharata war will become wrong and Sri Krishna as a war monger. So this is the question. So is there any different way to derive? That's the question. So now open to Amrita. Over to you.
Thank you, Shivanji, for introducing me beautifully. The answer for this question can be unknotted effortlessly when we try to understand each instances with Viveka or discrimination. Each lesson from Mahabharata should be approached with this attitude as well. So, to start with, I would like to share one of Amma's story, Sadguru Shri Mata Amritandame Devi, our Chancellor's story. So Amma says, think we have planted a new coconut sapling in our garden and the cow is grazing on the nearby grasses. So when the cow tries to eat the leaves of the sapling, we initially try to shoo it away. But when again it tries to eat, we spank the cow and it moves back. Here, there is no use of telling her gently, oh dear cow, please don't eat the leaves. Here, compassion is required but has to be applied with our viveka to save the plant and not by misplacing the compassion here. Similarly, is dana. It should not be misplaced while acting in different situations. It is to be noted clearly that in Anushasana Parva, the qualities of a recipient of dhana is very clearly specified. It mentions that we should even check the qualification of the recipient to whom we are donating. Quoting another story of Amma, once a king in disguise was walking through his kingdom for normal administration purpose and found two poor hunger-stricken men on the streets. The concerned king called both of them to his palace and offered an acre of sandalwood plantation to earn their living. So, few years later, he found one among the men again on the street begging for alms. The surprised king approached him and asked, didn't our king offer you an acre of sandalwood forest for living last few years back? Haven't you utilized what was given to you? The beggar replied, yes, I was offered, but the king was not generous enough. So, so the king asked, what do you mean? The king wasn't generous enough. He gave you an acre of sandalwood forest. So the man replies, I live by selling coal. The sandalwood forest which the king offered did not provide me much coal to survive me for longer years. Meanwhile, the other man utilized the sandalwood forest or the trees very aptly to lead a prosperous life. Okay, so in Bhagavad Gita also, so you should understand how each donors utilized what was given to them. In Bhagavad Gita also, chapter 17, verse 20, दातव्यमिति यद्धदानं दीयते अनुपकारिणे देशे काले च पात्रे च तद् दानं सात्विकं स्मृतं. Sorry for the pronunciation mistake. So, what does that mean? What does the shloka mean? Charity should be given simply because it is the right to give. And when should it be given? At the appropriate time and in a proper place to a worthy person. So, who is a worthy person? Who hasn't helped anyone, the donor before, and the donor should give it in consideration of not considering anything in return, is stated to be a sattvic dhana. So, Krishna in this verse stresses on the recipient, place, and time for a virtuous dana. Okay, now coming to the Chanakya Nidhi, which also states Chatur Upayas to approach an issue or conflict. Sama, Dhana, Beda, Dhanda. So, Sama is resolving through negotiation or a dialogue. Dana is by giving or offering to compromise. So, Beda through division, and Dhanda, punishment or force to resolve the conflicts. The usage of these upayas can be prominently seen in Mahabharata. So, Pandavas, after their exile period, are very rightly eligible for their kingdom, but they were denied. To resolve the issue, the Chatur Upayas, Sama, Dhana, Beda, were executed step by step, but it was a vain. So, thus, the final Ubaya, Danda, had to be acted. We also need to note that Dana Patra Nirupanam, okay, in Anushasana Parva, again I'm pointing this out, elaborately discusses the qualification, the right of giver and recipient, what is an Uttama Danam, and the benefits of Dana. So I request you all to just go and check into this section so that you get a more of an understanding. So therefore, by considering the context, Dana Patra Nirupanam, the right recipient and donor, and the Dana as an Upaya, we can very well understand that concept of Dana doesn't put forward the Mahabharata war to be wrong and Sri Krishna as a warmonger. The Bhavishya Purana states, Danamegam Kali Yuge. In the age of Kali, giving charity is the means for purification. I pray to Amma that with the right understanding and discrimination, may we be able to practice dhana in the right way. Om Namah Shivaya.